Progress versus perfection. Are you one of those who've been caught in that vicious cycle of asking friends too many questions before you get started? You're doing exhaustive research before you take a step toward your big goal or a big project. How about self-doubt? Has self-doubt stopped you in your tracks from making progress because you want to be perfect? Many of us fall into this trap. Pritchett says, start before you're ready. There's magic in just taking baby steps. Prime example of taking baby steps in creating magic is Shelly Straub. During the pandemic lockdown, as she says, when the world was quiet, she created a company called GulfportGnomes. This is in Gulfport, Florida. The gnomes, well, let me back up and tell you how important it is to work with her company, to order from her company. These adorable little 4-inch gnomes. It is a woman-owned business. Everything is made in the USA. It's sustainable whenever she can find sustainable products. She created by hand these adorable little gnomes to bring happiness to people, to help people smile. They're based on people getting out and being adventurous in their lives. Meaning, when you go hiking, if you're biking, sailing, you can take these adorable little gnomes with you. She realizes that so many of us during the lockdown stopped doing what we love as far as outdoor adventures, and that's one of the prime reasons she began Gulfport Gnomes. In addition to these adorable gnomes, which you'll find on her website, and that's on my podcast details, in addition to that, she also creates and handwrites these little short story books. The short story books are paired with a gnome. My favorite gnome and book is about her adorable, handsome, lovable, now deceased Marshmallow, the most precious pooch you will ever meet in your life. We will remember him, Shelly, for eternity, and I'm glad you have immortalized him in your books. When you go to her website, you sign up, you automatically get a 10% discount. She always has specials. She always has some kind of gift. Signing up, obviously, is free. She has a blog. It's a beautiful website, by the way. It's very easy to navigate. Be sure to click on Shop All because that way you find the books. So here is magic. Here's someone who did not pontificate, who did not get caught up in the research, although she did do a lot of research to find these kind of products. She took, and she still takes, baby steps every day, as I do in my business as a podcaster and in my public speaking online courses. You take baby steps every day, and it creates magic. So check out her podcast. Check out her website details on my podcast details. Another aspect of creating happiness and smiles for yourself is practicing Kundalini yoga and learning meditation. I have included in the yoga section 2 links for Hara Prakash. I'm always suggesting to listeners that they get their children involved with Kundalini yoga. The link I have this time is with Hara Prakash teaching children. She has such a gentle yet funny touch with teaching children how to breathe correctly. Even as an adult, when you watch this, I do not have children, but if you listen to her in the background, if you're doing dishes or whatever, it provides a calmness and serenity to your life. Exactly the same thing with Carrie Kopasek's website, Made in Meditation. Her meditation website also offers virtual free classes for children and adults. She has an art project in every course. Such a great thing to do, especially since we're coming upon the hotter weather. Not everybody wants to be inside, is to have your children get involved with art projects using Carrie's website. Lastly, wine. There is an amazing company. Also the same thing. There's magic when you get in touch with the 750 and sign up for their newsletter. The reason is, let me go geeky here for just a minute. I was a wine sales gal for 20 some odd years in New York, French wine predominantly. Historically, if you wanted to make a presentation to your client, you had to cut and paste and research all this massive information. And me, I'm not good at cutting and pasting, so it looked like crap. And I usually didn't really use it. It was just a left behind product. However, 750 came to our saving grace as salespeople and created this company. 750, by the way, is the basic size when you purchase a bottle of wine. I mean, how genius is that? That's magical. The whole concept of creating this for us salespeople has just boomed. As a consumer, I want you to sign up for their newsletter. In this newsletter, you're not going to see any of the back end where it supports us salespeople. You're going to see current information. I'm going to say it's in sound bites. It's not long articles. They don't talk about ratings. They don't talk about wines that you'll never find. What I love about 750's aspect, their digital newsletter, they discuss important issues such as the climate change impact on vintners, on the varietals, on the whole growing process. They let you know in a soundbite what's going on in certain countries as far as climate change. I mean, my God, France is always getting hit now with hail. They also talk about trends. Trends such as what's going on now is sommeliers and wine geeks and wine gurus, those of us who are out there, are coming up with different ways to express the appreciation of wine. I think this is an amazing step in the right direction to bring people back into the fold of fine wine. Because, folks, I think it's the stupidest thing when you read that it tastes like tar and tobacco. I mean, who the heck is eating asphalt? Enough. Sign up for their free newsletter. The link is in my podcast details. To wrap this up, there is magic, absolute magic, when you go on Shelly's website for her Gulfport Gnomes. This is the big difference between progress and perfection. Because I'm sure some people will say, yeah, she should have held off, she should have done this, she should have done that. I'm sure people say that about my podcast all the time. Kundalini Yoga, Made in meditation, these are perfect for your children. Folks, we need to have the emotions of calm and serenity in our life, and we are in control of our emotions. And studying this kind of yoga and studying meditation, I don't care if it's 3 minutes a day, it will help you become more calm and more serene and more focused, and you'll make progress every day. Lastly, 750, such a cool newsletter, such a cool website. Sign up for free. All that is in my podcast details. I have an announcement. Because I do so much speaking for 30 years now at PodFest and way back in my career of being a corporate girl, I decided to have online virtual classes. They are private, they're individual, and it is called Fear of Public Speaking. Kick those thoughts to the curb. Go into my podcast details. Contact me for more information. It is totally based on your schedule and your needs. This is a program. It's very inexpensive. It's $57 for one class. It's $237 for 6 classes. We can work around your schedule. I have a Calendly link in there. This is a beautiful thing. This is magic. To wrap this up, how am I wrapping this up? I'm Valerie Hill. I create this podcast every week to help people improve their lives so that they have a life they love to live. Merci et au revoir.